This is such a strange scenario. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good, yeah.
Yeah. It's so strange. This is how we hang out now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. It's a bit strange.
Yeah, Zoom calls are the bane of my life, I think.
Yeah.
It's all the interaction, but with none of the fun stuff.
Payoff. Yeah.
It makes me feel like a robot, like artificial intelligence. Like I'm not real. I'm just programmed to, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's something so synthetic about it.
You're just a head and shoulders, you know?
I could
And
be
as someone with a foot fetish, like, what am I gonna do? I don't have a foot fetish.
Okay. We need to introduce ourselves. Do you guys want to go first?
Yeah, Pam, you go first.
I am Pamela, and I'm in the band Pillow Queens, and I sing and I play guitar and I play the bass, and we also have.
Are we doing like a?
I don't know if where I am is like.
I'm above you in my window, but I don't know.
You're here for me.
Weird. Okay, it's all over the place. I'm Sarah, and I'm also in the band Pillow Queens, and I also play the guitar, the bass, and sing sometimes.
And I'm Bridie, Soak, that whole shebang. I gotta say a little quick thing before we start, before I forget, and that is that you can support venues all around the country by donating to the fundraiser venue donations on the Independent Venue Week website. And if you want, you can donate to multiple venues, and you can do that onto the general fundraising campaign listed at the top. So help all those venues stay open so that once this shit show is over, we actually have somewhere to play. And yeah, so how are you guys doing? I like your fish, Pam.
Oh, thank you. I think I don't know what kind of fish it is, like a trout, maybe. I don't know.
I was gonna say it looks quite trouty.
Yeah. Salmon of knowledge. That's why it's so close to my head.
Nice.
So I can be extra intelligent today.
Nice. How are you guys feeling about is it Friday the new song comes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm like really excited. It feels like we've been sitting on this song particularly for a really long time.
Very long.
Yeah. I got a sneaky preview of your video off James.
Oh my god.
How dare he? It's good, right?
It's incredible. It's like this song I'd heard before because Tommy, I've just been getting sneaky previews everywhere. I think it might be my favorite Pillow Queen song.
I think it might be my favorite Pillow Queen song too.
That is that's a huge leap for this song, because this song's going to be, it was possibly not even going to be on the album.
Yeah, that's crazy because I don't want to spoil anything. I don't know when this comes out, but like, no, just it's the most perfect song you've written so far, I think. I don't know, it's just like there's just so much in it that hurts me in a really wonderful way. And the video, I love that you have all the references to the album cover. I saw that and I was like, very smart. Well done, Sarah. I just imagined you guys piecing it all together.
That was kind of like luck for us, really.
Really?
But thank God that it all came into place. It's like, oh my God, we're referencing the album cover. Amazing.
Yeah. No, it's so great. Well done.
We've had some really, really strong collaborators on the album, which has been amazing. Because I think that was a dream of ours when we were like writing the songs. It was really like, okay, we'd love to be able to make a really strong music video for this. We'd love to be able to get a really strong cover for the album, and we've been able to do all that stuff, which has been really, really cool.
Yeah. Aesthetically, it's like so satisfying, everything so far.
I can't wait to have the actual physical thing in my hands and just be like, ooh, this is nice.
When do you think you're gonna get it?
This is the test pressing.
Ooh! Oh my god.
I
Is that
love
not
her.
anything ever?
It's so surreal. It's bizarre. My record player is a piece of shit though, so it sounds like I'm playing it off one of those. Do you remember those like music players you used to get free if you collected a load of cans of Coke and then like traded them in? It's like a
Yeah.
really tinny, horrible sound. That's my record player.
Yeah, that's what our album sounds like, though.
Yeah.
I don't know when we're gonna get it. Like,
I do the 24th of August.
oh, great, that's real soon.
Real soon.
That is very soon.
Yeah, can't wait.
And it comes out September
25th.
Log it. I can't wait. That's so exciting. What else was I gonna ask? Why is it called In Waiting? Because I remember, Pam, we went for a drink ages ago, and I was like, "What are you gonna name it? What's it gonna look like?" And you were unsure. So how?
I was just like, I haven't a clue. Do you have any ideas, Bridie? Because we need them.
Why?
Sorry, to see Zoom.
It's like, who's gonna go next?
If this was AI, it'd be so much smoother. Have you ever seen that film Her? Like, he has a proper relationship with that device, and it's fine. Nobody even notices. It's grand. There's none of this.
If I wish we all had the fish, and then we could pass the fish, and it would be
Yeah. Oh, no fish.
Fishy.
It was a long time coming trying to figure out the name of the album. We all had like suggestions, and then In Waiting kind of propped up, and it's such a simple turn of phrase, but we were able to kind of like see so much meaning in it that we could like kind of correlate to the album as well. Because we do feel like we have been around for a long time now. Probably in the grand scheme of things we haven't been, but we feel like this is a moment that we have been waiting for since the start of the band, really. Like like we feel like debutantes, ladies in waiting. You see what I'm doing? And just kind of waiting for the moment that we feel is our time to shine. Unfortunately, it's during a worldwide pandemic, but what can you do?
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Like, I mean, obviously you've been a band for however many years, and obviously the debut album is something you really build up to, and it's such a significant moment as a band. How does it feel to, this is such a weird, unpredictable time to be doing anything, but specifically when you've been building up to a moment like this, how does it feel to, in the middle of a pandemic, be the time you're gonna release the thing?
I think for me, it was when all this kind of hit, we were a week away from going to South by Southwest when Austin went into lockdown. So it was like, oh no. We've kind of been relying on this mantra of, well, the whole world can't exactly stop, can it? And then it did. So then we're like, all right, we're going to have to release this album anyway. So it definitely felt like it was going to be kind of anticlimactic, but it doesn't feel that way to me anymore. And I don't know if I was thinking yesterday, it sort of feels like the whole world is at like summer camp together or something. Like we're all going through this really surreal experience together. And we're just like, hey guys, we wrote some songs. You want to hear them? And everyone's like, yeah, we do. Sit down there in front of the campfire and play them for us. And it just feels like we're being met with a lot of like really good support, which is really
yeah.
It
feels red carpet has been rolled out.
I wouldn't go that far, but like it's a strange one. There was like maybe a second where we're like, should we delay the album? But it wasn't even considered, really. We knew we were never going to do that, because what this is something that none of us has ever gone through before. So we can't say that, hey, if we release during this time, it's going to be bad, or if we release during this time, it's going to be good, because nobody's ever experienced this before. So we're just like, okay, we'll just push on and we'll just hope for the best. And what we have found so far is that, yeah, people are eager to like listen and pay attention.
Yeah.
And that's probably like because we have created these like relationships and this like kind of, I guess, bond with the people that enjoy our music. So uh it's an something, it's like the fruit of that labor kind of coming true, where it's like, oh, that's so good that we have this kind of a lovely community to lift us up during this time. um
Yeah.
and I mean, like, obviously you can think, hey, maybe like, oh, maybe we will kind of push through during this time because it's not as there's not too much going on, but at the same time there is. So I don't know, like, time will tell, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I definitely wouldn't have sat on this.
Yeah.
That's I'm really glad you guys have that point of view. Because I don't know, I don't know how I would feel about releasing an album. You know, I also don't have an album in waiting, ready to go. Uh, but no, I definitely, I find myself really looking forward to albums even more so now than I ever probably would have before, because there's so little else to look forward to. I definitely find myself like really attaching to an album and holding on for dear life as a means of feeling something right now. So like Phoebe Bridgers' album came out however many, a couple of months ago in lockdown, and I've listened to that to death. And I find myself like, your album comes out in September, and I see those things as like milestones to look forward to, and you know, exciting things. So I think you're right. I think definitely, yeah, it's gonna. I think people are still gonna give it the love and attention they would have, if not more than before.
I just hope that, like, because of the way things are, I don't know, like I guess like the big shots and stuff kind of make more of an effort, like radio, or like, hey, we need to put more up and coming musicians into TV shows or something like that, because like, I don't know what it looks like with releasing a debut album and not being able to tour it. um I like, because that's how you kind of create a momentum. So I guess there just needs to be something there, but I don't know what that is yet.
Yeah. Well, you guys you were meant to tour before Christmas, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, we were going to be touring. Well, originally we were supposed to tour the album just as it released, like October, and then to whenever, really.
Yeah.
Obviously that was never announced, and because we were like, it's probably going to be cancelled. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then
So
hopefully we are planning to potentially tour when this is all over. But the longer you go, you see, like, Jesus, I thought everything was going to be grand by September,
Yeah.
yeah,
and look at it now, like, oh.
yeah. I think in my brain, in an ideal world, I see it as like, okay, your album comes out, people get their hands on it, it spreads in its own way. Maybe that's a bad way to explain it right now, but it does, it makes its way around, and it builds momentum in that way by people sharing and enjoying. And you guys have had amazing like radio support recently, and hopefully that continues, and it will, and then by the time things are done or slowed down or whatever the hell with the pandemic, there'll be that demand for you guys, and that people are really going to want to hear the album then, and maybe it'll be even more significant and special because it'll mean so much more at that point.
Yeah. You kind of hope that, like, there needs to be a positive out of this, or it's just like, maybe this should be the new way people do things, where they don't like tour immediately, let it sit with people, and then when they do eventually tour, people are like, this is fantastic.
Do you miss touring though? Like, it's a very specific way of life, and I do really, really miss it.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I mean, we have had the best time on tour, so
yeah.
Yeah,
that's my nose.
For the people watching, Pam Who threw the frisbee at you?
Rory.
Oh, I thought it was you, Bridie.
No, it was Rory. He didn't mean it. He was very, very sorry.
Oh,
Got some
frisbee
memory.
was a frisbee was thrown and it hit Pam directly in the face, and I just remember like the next thing I saw was Sarah with a camcorder and Pam just covered in blood.
It was pretty gnarly, yeah.
Music video. It was an ideal content opportunity. I couldn't miss it.
I don't like. We were definitely being absolutely bold. Like where were we? We were at a truck stop.
I don't know what country we were in.
Yeah, I don't know what country we're in. We're at a truck stop. It was pitch black outside. The only light was coming from the bus, and we all spread out. So you didn't know who you were thrown to. You didn't know if it was going to be caught in a hand or, in this area.
Bridie was chasing a cat. I remember that.
Huh?
You were chasing a cat. You'd like found this black cat, and you were just like, "Ooh," and you just like gone off following the cat.
Impulsive. Just,
Yeah.
It's like that sometimes.
I think we were on our way to Brussels, because I remember the next day, Tommy threw a football right in my face, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Oh my god, that was like we went to America after that, but the best tours we've ever had, and it was such a dream. And now it's something that I just continuously romanticize ever since we've been in this scenario. It's like, oh, I wish I was back on a tour bus in Europe playing football or doing something else with you guys.
Yeah, I would say that was the best tour, like hands down. And I think it's gonna have to take something momentous to beat that thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you guys get to tour this album, that'll be so special. Like whenever I did my first album tour, whenever that was the best of my life.
Aww.
Isn't it so cute?
Why did we get so many people in that tiny box?
I love it so much.
Thanks for that. I need to ask what you guys, when you guys started out as a band and you were pulling things together and just started to be a band, what was like your initial, where were you like, okay, here's where I want to go, here's the venue I need to play in? What was it for you?
I don't think we ever saw ourselves going outside Ireland. Like when we were first starting as a band, we were just like, oh, it'd be cool if we could play like certain venues in Dublin. And I think we had the Olympia Theatre and Vicar Street, both in Dublin, in our head as like, okay, if we can play either of those venues, then we'll know we've made it. We've played both of those venues now. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. We played a support, so we played with Two Door Cinema Club for 2 nights in the Olympia Theatre, and then we played like midway through like a theatre cabaret. This is Pop Baby. Riot in Vicar Street, which is amazing. They invited us in just to play like one song acoustically midway through the show, which was amazing. Pamela fell off the stage in Vicar Street that night.
It was at sound check, so it wasn't in front of people, but it was
died.
Oh, it was bad. It was the day before we were going on tour as well.
Yeah,
it was it wasn't great.
Kathy said she heard your final breath leave your body. Like, that's how dramatic it was. Like,
it was because obviously the wind was taken out of me. I was like, I landed right on my back as well, like flat, like as if you're just dropping a big bag of wet clothes. You're like, blood.
It sounds like, in my brain, it sounds like one of those home funny video things and hilarious, but that must have really fucking hurt.
Everybody went. I think I didn't realize how bad it was until I was lying there and I was like, why can't I hear anything? Because everybody was just like, fuck.
You like lost your
hearing? No. It's just that everybody was just like, shit, what's going on? And I was like, oh shit, have I done something? Does this look really bad? Like,
yeah, you're just like.
I didn't feel pain really.
Yeah.
I was just like, I just popped up and I was like, everything's fine, everything's fine. And then slowly, as the night went on, I was like,
Wow, hurts.
what?
I was like, wow, this hurts.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay, just give me a drink and I'm just gonna power through. Yeah. My arse was in so much pain.
You just
For like,
started the Bulmers at like lunchtime, didn't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Just
the
I need
beginning,
sugar.
beginning of that tour, like I had to lift stuff all the time. Like we all had to always load out of the venues and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this is
We
so painful.
should have had
Um,
a
I should have had like a, I don't know, I should have gotten a pass, I think.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you get enough passes.
I know. And the place where I was hurting had like the tiniest little bruise, and then on my thigh, which I didn't think I hurt at all, had, it was like, it was just black. It was black, and I felt no pain there. I was like, I don't know what happened.
Jesus, man.
I know. I'm unlucky.
Yeah. What venue, so you've played those ones that you were like, okay, that's the best we'll ever do. What is the goal now?
Well, I like, those venues are still on our to-do list because we want them to be our gigs,
Yeah.
rather than supports or like special guests or something like that. So they're like half ticked off.
Okay.
Is there anywhere else, Sarah?
Oh yeah, we have.
Well, yeah. Well, there's international venues, but
So
like,
many.
you know, obviously the venues that you grew up with mean so
Sure.
much more because you've been there, you've experienced amazing things there. But
Yeah.
like, there is obviously more.
Yeah, I think we have like a very specific goals list, which we're very proactive in checking things off it, which is quite cool. But one of the things we've had on since like quite early on, since we thought, okay, maybe we could actually start touring internationally, is, and I know you've played here, is the Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Like, dream.
Yeah. Oh my god, that venue is just beyond words.
Really.
I think whenever we played there, I didn't like that whole tour that we did. We were in America for 6 weeks. I didn't really know, like, I hadn't really researched what we were playing. I just knew that they were big shows, and when we got there, every night I was consistently like, Jesus Christ. And specifically Red Rocks, just like, we got there and we played there 2 nights because we were supporting the Lumineers and it's their home town or whatever. And oh my god, like, there is just, it's weird because you kind of, when you're on stage, you're at the bottom and there's all these stairs that come down to you and it's just a wave of people, and then at the sides there's like these huge red rocks, and but it's like it's almost like dinosaurs could like intrude the stage at any moment. It's just the strangest, like, modern, like, I don't know, dinosaur kind of weird combination. But yeah, no, that is the biggest dream ever. So I really hope you guys get to play there at some point.
Yeah, me too.
Just like, my god, I did this whenever we were there. I like, over those 6 weeks I had this huge health kick and I was like, I'm gonna run every day. And in Colorado, in Red Rocks, Colorado itself is like the highest, I could be wrong, but it's like the highest above sea level place in America. And when you're in, like, we were in Boulder, Colorado last summer, and when you're there, like, all the hotel rooms have canisters of oxygen for you because the air
it's so thin.
is thin.
Whoa.
And like, I didn't notice that you don't notice it that much, unless you're asthmatic. I don't know. I was kind of fine until I was like, right, I'm gonna run stairs on Red Rocks. I was gonna run the whole way up, which is like probably a couple of miles altogether. And I started doing it. I was like, ooh, having a great time. And then halfway in, I was like, I might die. I might actually die. So I wouldn't recommend that, but it was an experience. And definitely give the oxygen. If you're singing in Colorado, give the oxygen a go, because when we last were there, I had a nosebleed because of the altitude, and I like was having the hardest time singing just because your body doesn't adjust. So I would recommend, maybe I was trying to be tough about it and be like, yeah, I'm fine, but
I don't need oxygen.
Yeah, for weak people. I would recommend not being tough about it. So yeah.
On your bottle.
It's a
one of the little Irish
Yeah.
travel shops.
Oh, so you're the clientele for the Irish travel shops.
I actually have a bit of
Really?
their stuff as well.
Really? Oh, we actually both have
We have the neck pillows.
yeah. I might have actually checked mine out though.
Yeah, mine's somewhere.
Or the demographic.
Yeah.
Actually, Ella's. Sorry.
Oh, never mind.
Ella's mum came to Ireland when we last played there, and she brought all these like touristy cups and whatever. And for some reason, like this was the incorrect cup, so I got it. But I'm happily take it.
Nice. Congrats.
I have some more questions about the album, if that's okay.
Cool.
This is good because I actually just get to ask genuine questions I had anyways. Just chilling, just three guys chilling. So what would you say is your favorite one song on In Waiting, two lyric on In Waiting?
Oh,
a big question. Sorry.
I think I have answers.
Huh?
I think I have answers.
I definitely have answers. Actually, Tara asked me this morning.
Oh.
Well, asked me what
you were studying for this.
What my favorite song was on the album, anyway. And I think it's Liffey.
Wow.
But I'm not sure. I like so many of them, but at the moment it's Liffey.
You have to justify it. Why is it Liffey?
Because it kind of steps out of, not that we have a mold, but it steps out of our mold. It goes a bit mad.
Yeah.
And we experiment with a lot of things in it. Like it's more of a, please, I apologize for using this word, girthy rock song. But we also take influences from, like, not that we don't do it all the time, but this is very obviously taking influence from trad music as well. So I really like that song. I'll let Sarah talk about her favorite song, and I can think about my favorite lyric.
I like how patriotic you've made Liffey sound.
Yeah. It is quite patriotic though. Really.
It is, yeah, it is. I love the Liffey. If you just go a little bit inland, it's not so bad.
I like even the bit other people don't like.
I love the main bit. I mean, like that. The Keys is beautiful, especially kind of up near the mouth of the river. Is that what it's called? I live like super near there now, so like I just go up running around there now. And I'm like, this is so pretty. Gorgeous. Bad place. I think my favorite song, even though I was like my favorite Pillow Queen song so far, is Holy Show. I think by that I mean my favorite song we've released so far. Because my favorite song on the album is the closing track, which is called Donamead. I just think it's gorgeous. Like, just, it's gorgeous. It's really kind of like what Pamela was saying about like the experimentation and stuff like that. This was one song that we were just able to do whatever we wanted on it. It was like, yeah, you want to record some feedback? Go for it. Like, go in, we're going to turn on 12 amps and just stand in the middle of the room with like 2 guitars and just like battle. And it was just like, wah! And it was really cool. And at the time we were like, this isn't going to sound nice. Nobody's going to like this. And then when we heard it back, like in context of the song, it just sounds really beautiful. And it's really atmospheric. It's really like cinematic, I think. And quite a visual song. I think like the lyrics are incredibly visual. Yeah, big fave. Excited to share that one.
Cool. And what about I was gonna say my favorite song is, but I meant to ask a question. I really like Holy Show. I just see whenever me and Tommy were driving a long drive, and typically when that happens, we'll just like, here's what I've made recently, here's what you've made recently. We kind of just trade, and it's really good because recently I've been getting your album, like little sneaky previews, and Alvaredes as well, both incredible, like best thing to come out of Ireland in recent times, I think. So that's been so great. And when he played Holy Show, I was like, fuck, this is different. Like I didn't think I expect, it was just a bit more slower than I expected from you guys. And I think it's a real like treat in terms of Pam's voice. I just think how it's recorded is so like inside your brain. Like it's so crisp, and the lyrics are brilliant. And yeah, no, that song is like really special. And I think it's so interesting that you guys had like doubts about it and you were unsure. But I read this, I don't know the exact quote, but I read something about how huge moments of doubt usually come right before something really worth it. So, you know.
Yeah, that's been true for like so many songs of ours where we've been like, let's just scrap it. Just because it's getting too hard or something, and then once you persevere, it ends up being one of your favorite songs to do. Like I think it's happened with the majority of the songs that we would consider some of our best.
Yeah,
got really strong memories of us struggling with Gay Girls and with How Do I Look. Like both, we were just like, nah, let's just get rid.
Even Brothers didn't even. The original Brothers didn't sound like that at all. It was terrible. My favorite lyric, and I don't think it's my favorite. I don't know if it is my favorite lyric, but I was looking at the lyrics there and I was like, I'm gonna pick this one. It's in the Bridge of Harvey, and it's mostly just because I remember, like, I know what it means to me when I sing it. So it's and if the rain don't rest, I'll just get myself undressed, roll around the road like it's a king size bed. And that's just because sometimes when I was younger, I'd get anxious and I'd feel like, to calm myself down, I would imagine myself lying on the road outside of my house, just like with like nothing around. And I was like, that would kind of calm me down. So that's why I like it, because I'm referencing that.
Like the king size bed part. That's really
good.
I
never had a king size bed. It was single. It was like a cot.
I was so worried that you were about to take my lyric, because mine's from Harvey as well. Just overall great song lyrically. But it's the last verse, I guess. There's a safety in a soft sun, not expected to fill up a room. Love it. To me, it's just like, this is fine. There's no expectations of me. I'm able to like thrive in my own way. Maybe I'm reading that completely wrong, but it's just like, that's how I relate to it. And it's just like, I'm happy enough being a soft sun. Yeah.
It's really like, out of those like whatever 4 lines they are, like it's such a great depiction of anxiety.
That's us.
What?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, you just that like little. That's so great. I'm really excited for everyone to hear your album. I know you guys are, obviously, but it'll be great. Can I ask you guys some of the questions people have submitted now?
Please.
Absolutely.
Let me get them. I've been moving house this week, so I'm doing this on
again.
Stop leaving.
Yeah. No, I live in Brighton still, but I moved more. We had a 1-bed apartment before, which was wonderful, but like very. And so now we live in a house with another bedroom, and now I have a studio in the house. So my dreams have come true. And whenever you guys play in Brighton, you can come stay and try on new hats.
Yes.
Oh, that would be
nice.
And we have a table with like 5 chairs. So like I'll cook you food. I'll be like your dad for the day.
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Daddy.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you the questions now.
Cool.
Question from Billy Murrins. Probably hate this, but why Pillow Queens?
The name.
Why do we exist?
Why the name?
Oh.
We get this a little bit. Usually, if it's in any way not an appropriate place to talk about it, we'd just be like, we like pillows. But
is that why we named it?
No. So it's slang. It's around LGBTQ slang, I guess. Probably originally sourced from the lesbian community. Basically, a pillow queen is someone who just lies there.
When did you just lie there, Pamela?
During copulation, is that the right word?
I wish you hadn't said that word.
The Big Bang Theory. What the hell?
During intercourse. And just like enjoys themselves while being serviced.
And does not reciprocate, I think, is a big part of it.
Rarely. And we thought we would name our band that because that is like so not us. Like we would never.
I think we just like how it sounded as well. It's like such a good phrase, and people remember it. Like if you've ever heard it, you kind of remember it.
Yeah.
I think that you've created a scenario in which people have to say that on radio on a regular basis as well.
Yeah. So I honestly thought more people would know what it meant, but I guess I just, because of the circles I run in, obviously, I assume everybody knows the term. But yeah, people just like the sound of it, and I'm just like, okay, cool. But we weren't super keen to have that as our name initially. We knew it was the best name out of all of the ones that we had, and we were like,
sorry, my Google Home's yelling at me. Quiet, babe.
We're just like, oh, could we just maybe have one that's not as, provocative, but well, that's what we went with, and I'm happy.
The alternatives were shocking though. Like if we had to be a band call any of the suggestions that we'd come up with, that would have been
do you remember any of them? I remember one.
I think I only remember one as well, because I think it was between Pillow Queens and
Pink Whale.
Yeah. Which wouldn't have, like, we probably just wouldn't be a band still.
No.
I think Pillow Queens really suits you guys. Like, it kind of summarizes your humor quite well.
Thank you. I don't know if that's a compliment or
not calling you guys selfish or anything. Okay, I'm gonna move on. There's quite a few questions and they're kind of good, so I want to ask you guys as many as I can. If you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would you choose? I think we've had this conversation, but
dead or alive?
Collaborate.
It's a bit. You don't stick by it forever. You can change it in the future.
True.
Do you know what I was watching yesterday? I was watching Bob Geldof perform his what's that song? The Boomtown Rats did it. Can't remember. No, I Don't Like Mondays. With Dustin the Turkey. And it was.
You want to collaborate with Dustin the Turkey?
I think I can do the flaps. So maybe Dustin.
Called the flaps.
Oh, the flaps. Oh, sorry. I think it's hard for a band to figure out who they'd like to collaborate with, because it's quite you don't see it very often. I think it'd be more like what producers you would like to work with, or like stuff like that. But I'm not sure. What do you think, Sarah?
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of it in the total wrong way, because I'm just like, who would I like to hang out with for ages, and like we'd have to play music and I could hear all of their ideas. Like that's probably not the desired outcome from a collaboration. But like I'd really love to work with, and I'm terrible for names, but Mitski's guitarist, who's also produced the last few albums, I just think is a genius, and I
Phenomenal.
think would work really well with Pillow Queens. And maybe if like Mitski could hang around as well, that'd be great.
That'd be cool.
Another genius. So yeah, maybe Mitski generally.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. I could see you and Mitski getting on quite well.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
She's gonna see this and be like, they're obsessed with me. The hell obsession, it's fine.
What would you say is your, I don't really believe in guilty pleasures, but what is your musical guilty pleasure to listen to? I feel like you guys are very, I can't imagine you being embarrassed though.
I also don't believe in musical guilty pleasures at all. Even if it's that, I like
really
it all.
Like that's so.
It all has its merit.
Problematic.
I think, but ultimately, I think the guilty pleasure is when you sit down of an evening and you decide to listen to your own back catalogue through the years.
I did this last night.
Yeah, like when you sit down, and be like, I'm gonna listen to songs I wrote when I was 16, and just be like, yeah, this fucking slaps.
Yeah.
That's a guilty pleasure, but don't do it very often. And I don't know, rain sounds on Spotify. Yeah.
I go to sleep watching Clueless 6 out of 7 nights of the week. So does that count?
Yeah.
Clueless is good though.
Clueless is good, but like I'm literally just putting it on to go to sleep. So it's like, right, it's on now. Good night.
Yeah.
I started on that, the Calm app.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like here it has been 30 degrees, which I can't complain, like it's wonderful, but when it comes to sleeping, it's like you're suffocating, so my new kind of sleeping aid is Harry Styles on the Calm app, so I go to sleep with like him just telling stories.
Amazing.
I've been listening to oh my god, what's his name, the animal guy.
The animal guy, Rolf Harris.
No,
the Australian one.
Sarah, he's beautiful.
No, you said, listen, guilty pleasures. I don't know.
No, your man, the guy, Sir.
Steve.
No, he's alive.
They're alleged in that sense, because we can't be sued. We can't afford it.
I think he's in prison.
Okay.
Sir. What? The guy does the
David Attenborough.
Yes, I've been listening to him on Audible.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been wonderful. He's talking about fish at the moment.
Nice.
This just happens to be here, but that's why I'm really interested in fish at the moment. Yeah. But the rain sounds I listened to all throughout lockdown, and I can't do my Spotify roundup this year.
Yeah.
Because nothing can compete with the amount of hours of rain sounds I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to see your like end of the year thing. I want to see Jill really close on.
It's gonna be so weird. Like, so I will show you, but I won't. Although every year I feel like it's the same.
Okay. Fair enough. Guilty enough. I like that you didn't just say like Justin Bieber's first album.
No, that's because it's very good.
Oh, do it with pride.
Yeah, love it.
What song? I don't know what I would answer this, but what song do you wish like in the world do you wish that was yours that you wrote?
I wish that about most songs. I think I recently wish I wrote Night Shift by Lucy Dacus.
Is it brilliant?
Any of Mitski's songs, especially from Puberty 2.
Yeah.
And actually that one as well.
That American Boys song. What is
yeah.
that? Na, 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 na. That's an
So
unbelievable
good.
song.
And then old stuff was just like, oh, I wish I wrote like, I don't know, any of Paul Simon's music, but I don't think I could. Like, I could potentially write these other songs, but like I wouldn't be able to write a Paul Simon song, unfortunately.
Mm.
Yeah, kind of in a similar vein, I guess. Only probably just because you said Paul Simon, but I've been listening to a lot of Andy Schaaf lately, and he's got a song on his latest album called Try Again, and I feel like I did write it. Like when I'm listening to it, I'm like, these are my words and feelings. This is a conversation I have had, and he just happened to write it. Now I'm listening to it, so that's quite cool. So yeah, maybe I wish I'd written that one. And then something like Get Lucky, that gets radio play all the time, so I would be a millionaire.
How does Get Lucky go?
Yeah.
I'm up all night to get lucky. I don't like
a desperately played song.
Yeah,
Still good.
I don't like it. I think I had to learn a dance to it before and it just put me off it.
I wish I wrote WAP.
Oh yeah, you did write WAP.
Maybe. It's all under wraps, you know. Me and Cardi, I
Sorry, I've said too much.
My friend Neve, you know, Happy by Pharrell.
Yeah.
That's like the most, in my brain, that's the most played song on radio. Not now, but like at the time. And I hated it to death. But Neve saw it as this really bad luck charm, and every time it would play, she would freak out because she knew something horrible was gonna happen.
No.
I've never had that with the song, but like Neve really, really believed it, and like to be fair, every time it's played, something horrible has happened to her, and now I've started to like have this anxiety whenever it plays that I'm like, Neve, watch your back because I don't know what's coming your way next. I think she also predicted David Bowie's death in a really strange way, and so I don't know, like I think bad luck might just kind of be associated with her.
It's like when the Samantha Mumba cover of Body to Body comes on when you're in a car and everybody goes silent because it was the soundtrack to a very horrible ad on television.
Still remember it so
still
well.
bad.
Which advertisement?
Oh, it's for safe. It's just like safe driving ad, or like
it's for seatbelts, because I remember them being like, they say the guy without the seatbelt did the damage, and then you see the guy just fucking banging into people. Oh, it's just horrendous.
Look it up.
Don't look it up.
When that came on the TV, I used to like my whole life since I was a kid, I used to run out of the room. I was that scared. Yeah.
That reminds me of the Casualty theme song. I still can't listen to it. It's my biggest fear. I cannot listen to it. Like if I'm home.
And 999 theme song.
Oh God, stop. Ooh.
I listened to the Malcolm in the Middle theme tune because there was an episode where he went into, I know weird, he went in the hospital to get his appendix out, but he like didn't need it out, and he had to prove to them that he didn't. And like I used to have this real huge fear of like hospitals and doctors when I was a kid, and so that was scarred from that episode, because I was like trapped and they're gonna operate on him and he doesn't even need it, and so I can't listen to that. Kind of weird, but
the Round the Twist theme song kind of freaked me out just because the show was so strange and kind of was very eerie, but I also loved it. That might be before your time, Brady.
Yeah, I don't know.
Watch it back. There was one episode where they have a competition of how far they can pee, That was a really weird episode. I was like, this is interesting. I wonder how far I can pee. Anyway.
They had an episode which convinced me that like seaweed was a what's a drug that makes you hallucinogenic, because they all ate seaweed and they were like, "Whoa," and I was like, Jesus, sushi must be like mad for years.
It's so expensive.
Well, I'm gonna ask you guys one more question, and then I'll let you get back to your days. But this has been lovely, and I miss you guys, and I'm really excited for this album, and I'm really glad I got to ask all these questions. So now when I listen to it, I'm like, that's that. So my last question is from this list. What's the best one?
Make it a good one.
I'm trying. I feel like you've probably been asked them before, but what would you like to see more of at gigs, and what would you like to see less of?
Less men.
I guess like not any like the gendered toilets thing, and it's just because it's such a small thing that, you know, if you request it, it'll happen. And it's actually quite easy thing for them to do, but I feel like they should probably just do it anyway.
I don't understand gendered bathrooms. It's the strangest thing to me. Just get rid of them. It makes everyone's life easier.
I think it's when you're on tour, and for the most part we've experienced, you know, the kind of better side of this, but when people feed you instead of just plying you with drinks, I appreciate so much more when they're like, we have dinner for you. You're like, yeah, thank you. Because you know what, I know we're all rock and roll, but I need to eat.
Yeah, so much hummus you can
preferably eat for free. Yeah.
Eat is what, like, do venues not get the gist of, like, you're playing a venue, they have a bar, do you know what I mean? Like, that is convenient. You can sort that out if you want. Yeah, that's like, I think in terms of priority, food is just so much higher, and also hard to get whenever you're rushing to get to a venue, sun checking time, do all your shit, merch, whatever. Like, food is so much more significant. You're craving food, not like a pint usually. Yeah, you're right on that.
Now.
And then I guess, I don't know, I guess guitar stands. People never have guitar stands.
Decent merch setups makes your life so much easier if there's like a designated merch place where people can like line up, and then you can like chat to people, sell some records, sign some shit if you need to. All good.
I also remember when I think we were playing London, and it was probably one of the sweatiest gigs that we've played, and I looked up and there was a fan above the stage, and I was like, turn that on, like in the middle of the show. I was just like, turn on the fan.
Yeah, why am I like struggling?
Come on. So more of that. I loved it. After that we had the fan on, I was like, oh my god, class.
On my first album tour, we were quite bougie with we toured with the fan. So I think if you can get on that game, it changed my life, because like you also look windswept as well, and it's kind of like something quite like exciting about it, but also I just fucking, it makes me so uncomfortable to like be sweaty on stage, and I feel like I freeze up. So if you can, but venues should just have one. Makes such.
Righty, is that venue Bleach still in Brighton? Is that still a thing?
I think that turned into Chalk.
Okay.
Or no, I could be wrong. I don't really know all the places here yet, to be honest. Maybe it is, but I know there's a venue called Chalk now, which is really good. Where were you guys gonna play here? Do you know?
The Green Door store, I think.
Apparently, that's like the best one, like one of the top venues here. Yeah. My
Sweet.
friends that are bands always want to play there. So
Nice. I only asked about Bleach because that's the only place I remember getting like a designated fan, and I had like wind in my hair. I was like, everyone film this. I look amazing.
Beyonce.
Yep.
amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out.
Thank you.
Tell the other two I said hey.
Oh, they send their love, by the way.
Oh, cool. I miss them as well. There will be a moment in time where I'm gonna see you guys on stage and be screaming the album back at you, and I can't wait for it.
Will you sing harmonies for us like we did for you in LA?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll follow you around on my bike or something, and I'll hop in for a song every now and again.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Friday.
We should probably say who we're going to be interviewing next week.
Oh yeah, we're taking the baton, Friday.
Yeah.
We're going to be interviewing fellow album releasee Alba Reddy. We're very excited. Alva's a good friend of ours. She's releasing an album this autumn, and we are the original Irish Blur versus Oasis battle. So we're very excited to get this shit started.
I want to see T-shirts of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, maybe we'll commission you to design them.
Yeah. Make me look like Liam or Noel. I don't care. They both look pretty much the same.
Put it on my to-do list.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Bridie. This has been lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have a good time next week.
You're a fantastic interviewer.
Have fishes next time, and you can all pass the fish.
Yeah. I'll send it to Alva's house.
Cool, guys. Well, have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you later.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes.